Ready for another edition of Warpaint TV? Brought to you by Cotman Transmission, Olathe, Kansas. 913-768-1555.
Are you ready for some real football?
Welcome back to Warpaint TV. Once again, I'm Shaggy Shane Williams here following a Kansas City Chiefs 17-10 loss to the Denver Broncos, a loss that puts the Chiefs one game behind the Oakland Raiders for the AFC West. An uninspiring, heartless, gutless performance really put the Chiefs back. The Denver Broncos were down to their third-string running back from the second quarter on, and the Chiefs still couldn't stop Denver. Let's catch up with some Kansas City Chiefs fans and ask them what they think of their Kansas City Chiefs and what changes they would make going forward. Okay, your first name, sir?
Stu.
And what city you from?
Toronto, Ontario.
Toronto, Ontario. Wow, that's a long ride. Did you drive down here?
I drove down on Friday.
Wow, I'm sorry you had to see today's performance. Being a big Chiefs fan you are. Now, looking at today's game, what do you think the key was?
The fact that we couldn't stop the run in the first half.
The Chiefs are about to come to an important stretch of their season. You know as well as I do the next 5 games what is up ahead for the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, Murderers Row, they're calling it. If you yourself could make any changes to this Kansas City Chiefs team going forward, what would it be?
Defensive line, stopping the run. When you got your third string runner and you can't stop him after they took out Noshawn and McGahee, I don't know what they're doing out there. I don't think they do either.
It was a pretty gutless, uninspiring performance today, wasn't it?
A little disappointed, but it's always fun coming to Kansas City.
Enjoy your stay in Kansas City, pal, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you very much.
All right, your first name, sir?
Sean.
And what city are you from, Sean?
We flew from Boston.
Flew from Boston. We're getting a lot of people from out of town today. Was this your first Chiefs game this year?
My second ever.
Second ever. Wow. Wish the Chiefs would have pulled out a big victory for you. Looking at today's game, what do you think the key was?
Well, I felt like our defense was ineffective. I felt like we could have stuffed the run a little bit better. But I don't know why they're not letting Matt Castle throw more.
If you had to, Murderers Row's coming up. If you could make any changes to the Kansas City Chiefs yourself, what changes would you make going forward?
I definitely blitz more. I feel like our secondary is good enough that we can contain the receiving core. So I'd love to see us put more pressure on the quarterback, but I really think we need to not be so run-focused. And I feel like that with Baldwin and Dwayne Bowe on the outside, we have enough deep threats that we should be a more balanced offense and not trying to run the ball so often.
Great point. And with the game being next Monday night in New England, are you going to be there?
We're trying. I got a couple friends that have season tickets to the Patriots. We live about 10 minutes from the stadium, so I'm pulling on my strings to try to get us tickets. So if anything goes our way, we'll be wearing these jerseys in Foxborough next Monday.
Excellent. We'll be looking for you, pal. Thanks a lot. All right, your first name, sir?
Steve.
And what city are you from?
Wichita, Kansas.
Steve, today was a bad game for Chiefs fans. They lost 17-10 to Denver. What do you think the key was to today's game?
Well, I thought we had a lot of drop passes. I didn't think we ran the ball very well, and consequently they got to rush the quarterback and sack him, and it was kind of tough.
If you could make any changes going forward for the rest of this season, what changes would you make?
I think I'd probably have McCluster in there a little bit more, spread the offense out a little bit, try to create some seams for McCluster, and maybe number 4 at quarterback wouldn't be a bad idea because he looked like he was mobile and things like that. But I'd probably spread the offense a little more, try to get McCluster more involved.
All right. Thank you for your time, pal. I appreciate it. Have a safe trip home. Thanks. All right. Your first name, sir?
Mike.
And what city are you from?
Chicago.
Chicago. Did you fly in for today's game or did you drive what?
We flew in.
Okay. Looking at today's game, you a Chiefs fan?
I support the Chiefs.
I like the sound of that. Okay. What do you think the key was to today's game?
Poor outside containment on the defense. Their defensive ends and outside linebackers didn't do their jobs. They let the backs and Tebow get outside. Plus, their tackling was horrible.
If there's any changes you would make going forward for the Kansas City Chiefs, what would that be?
Well, I would try to put more pressure on the quarterback to keep the DBs less exposed, and you got to work on the outside containment because you can't let the backs get outside, the running backs get outside like that.
Great points. Thanks, pal. Have a safe trip back to Chicago, man. Get some Chicago-style pizza. All right, your first name, sir?
Michael.
And what city are you from?
Kansas City.
All right, Michael, you were here today at today's game. being a Chiefs fan, what do you think the key was to today's game, Mike?
We couldn't stop the run, and we need to learn how to throw the ball. We need a balanced attack. That's what I think we need.
And there's 7 games left of the Chiefs season. You know Murderers Row's coming up. We all know what's going to happen, or the Chiefs schedule coming up. If you yourself could make any changes, let's say you're the head coach, what changes would you make going forward, Mike?
Know how to pass first and run second.
And who's going to be your running back?
Not Tim Tebow. I'm sorry.
Not Tim Tebow. All right. Are you going to be here in a couple weeks for the Steelers game?
I sure am.
All right. There's going to be a lot of terrible towels going forward. I want to thank you for your time and your opinions here. Take care and have a safe trip home, pal.
Thank you.
Don't miss another edition of Warpaint Illustrated the magazine. To get your subscription today, call 888-979-0979. That's 888-979-0979, or check out warpaintillustrated.com.